It's been called one of the 100 coolest cars of all time, and personally I think it's one of the top 5 coolest cars, having owned one a couple of years ago. We're talking about the Volvo P1800.
The public got their first glimpse of the P1800 at the 1960 Brussels Motor Show after 3 long years of preparation.
Now, the very early P1800s were built in England by the Jensen car company, and they were distinguished pretty much by these cow horn-shaped front bumpers. In fact, the prototypes had the cow horn-shaped bumpers on the rear as well. So rather baroque kind of styling from the late 50s, which is when this car was styled, incidentally by the son of one of Volvo's great engineers, and his name was Peterson.
For the greater part of its life, the Italian design house of Frua were credited with the P1800's distinctive shape. Only in 2009 was Peterson personally acknowledged with its styling.
One of the things that makes the Volvo P1800 so cool is the kind of rather anachronistic styling. Now remember, this car was designed in the 50s. By the time it came out in the 60s, wings were really right out of fashion. And yet the Americans still lapped this car up. So much so, in fact, that the car only went out of production finally in 1973. And by that stage, a total of 47,000 or so cars were in fact built.
This is a 1962 P1800 Jensen built model. The differences between the P1800 and the S is the badge here, or your pillar badge on the side, where the S has got an S badge on the rear end. The car's been in the family for the last 25 years and brings a lot of enjoyment with it.
Being born in the early 60s and growing up in Zambia those years, which had television, South Africa did not. You had the same TV series with Roger Moore, and also being a kid, young boy, collecting corgi dinky toys, you got the white little P1800 with the saint on the bonnet. And that is where my love for the Volvo P1800 started.
Even though its design remained a favourite in the US, in Europe it lacked the fan base that surrounded its main rival, the Jaguar E-Type, which was also released in the early 1960s. The Jag's 265 horsepower output far outshone the Volvo's 100 horsepower, as did its headline-grabbing 150 miles an hour top speed.
Now, having said this Volvo P1800 wasn't fast, that's not to say it was slow. For a 4-cylinder 1800cc car, it was in fact pretty quick. And there's stories of those that could do about 190 kilometers an hour, the ones without overdrive, funnily enough. Although with the overdrive box, it's a lot more fun cruising. It was possibly 10 times more rugged than an E-Type. And to prove that fact, there's a guy called Irv Gordon in America who's owned his own P1800 since 1966, and he's currently covered 4 million kilos in the car.
Thanks to its robust construction, the Volvos also proved popular on the African continent, and we managed to track down 7 proud owners to get their thoughts on the vehicle.
My first Volvo I bought in fact in February 1960, and I've had 17 since then, the last 4 of which I've built up myself. In 9 months it has been brought back to the condition in which you see it today, and this last weekend, in fact, I've just done a 1,300-mile round trip without any bother whatsoever.
I was searching for a car like this for many years because I was actually born in a family of Volvos. My uncle and my father was driving Volvos since they were young, and this is also one of the best shapes ever built, in my opinion, and I'll drive it for a very long time.
5 years ago I drove this car up to the equator. We went through 5 countries on the way up: South Africa, Botswana, Zambia, Tanzania and into Kenya. And coming back, we took in an additional country, Malawi. It was a trip of 12,000 kilometers. And apart from a minor front shock absorber problem, the car never missed a beat.
In 1970, Volvo extended their P1800 range to include the E models, made up of the 1800E and the 1800ES. It also came at a time when the company started to focus on improved safety features.
It is a 1973 P1800E. There is a couple of other safety features which the car has got. It's got a rear window demister. It's got sport seats with built-in headrest, and it's got inertia reel seat belts.
Earlier models of the P1800 were known as the S's and the E's, and this is now known as the ES, the P1800 ES. What makes this car special is first of all that it gives a lovely ride, so it's ideal for long distances. And it has disc brakes all round, and it also has fuel injection, which makes it quite economical on fuel.
It's kind of hard to believe that this car has been around for 50 years, and yes, in fact, P1800 celebrate their 50th birthday now in 2011. From a personal point of view, I had an 1800, and what I really liked about it was you could hop in, turn the key, it would always start, and you could drive it anywhere. And with Volvos being so rugged, so reliable, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing is still around for the next 50 years or so.